When we talk about entrepreneurship and the essential skills, there are 5 skills that are typically defined as being critical to be successful as an entrepreneur. And I want to talk about one in particular. I'm going to talk about the 5 first, but one in particular because I think it's a challenge for a lot of people. The 5 are persuasion, leadership, personal accountability, goal setting, or goal orientation, and interpersonal skills. And I saw a really interesting clip on YouTube the other day of Goleman talking about emotional quotient, emotional intelligence to a group of people at Google. And he drew a very, very interesting graph. And the graph he drew had IQ on this axis and EQ on this axis. And he asked what the correlation was between the two. And of course the correlation is 0. There is no correlation. It's a complete scatter. But what he did was, he had that graph and he drew a normal distribution curve over it. And he said, now, assuming you're hiring and you're at the top of an organisation, you're going to put a floor on IQ, let's say 150, very bright people. The gap between that and the top of the curve is tiny. So the differentiation between you and a superior performer, top performer, in terms of IQ is tiny. So what differentiates them at the top of the pile? And of course, on the other axis, the EQ is much wider. The gap in EQ is much wider. So at the top of the pile for success, EQ, the ability to understand and regulate yourself, your intrinsic motivation, and your ability to understand others, empathise with them, and regulate or manage your relationships with them. This is the critical skill. And when I look at entrepreneurs who get to a certain level, the rugged individual are banging their heads on the ceiling and don't make the next step in scalability and so on, my experience has been typically that they are weak on leadership and interpersonal skills, on EQ, and I believe the two of those are intrinsically linked together. So think about this. Think about your EQ, your interpersonal skills, and the importance of it in becoming a top performer.